can feel my body's ability to make a child draining out of me. Sometimes I find it hilarious, as if there's a fire sale going on in my uterus, and someone's in there screaming, "All things must go."
A great man once warned us about the cold winter that approaches. His prophecy stated that in the near future, the ice zombie horde, or what we call the strong independent nightwalkers, would attempt to scale the undefeated wall.
Leftovers. And the whole concept is not intended to, well, yeah, it is intended to jab at you. It's intended to let you know where you're at in the market. Because men automatically think that if you're over 30 years old and attractive and unmarried, something's wrong with you. But if you get to 35, what is the message does that send to men? That you're out of the market. So these are women I refer to as leftover, and they got upset.
The wall was a metaphor to explain how these nightwalkers in their early life focused on hot girl summers and frivolous career choices, ignoring their preordained race with Mother Nature.
Just remember that you are the prize. It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation if it's like no longer serving me.
Instead of getting married in their prime, these nightwalkers chose to chase likes, attention, and the infamous bag. As the ghost of menopause whispers in their ears, "My comrades, who will the Matumbo finger of blame be pointed at? You, obviously. We, the anointed battalion of free market tenderloin distribution, must ready ourselves for the inevitable attack that approaches rapidly." Now, before we go any further into this rabbit hole, Lord Destro requires you to push that like button and smash that bell in the name of Cobra, and leave a comment below to appease the nosy algo, because as we all know, Big Brother is always watching. Now let the Jubakari commence.
Our future rests with Destro now.
I am a 51-year-old single mom who lives at home with my parents, and I'm the happiest I have ever been.
Translation: I'm a 50-year-old lady that no man was able to handle, stomach me. The only people that can stand living with me is my mother and father. Well, because they have no choice. Secretly, I'm very depressed and ashamed of the situation I'm in. But with 10 pounds of foundation on my face, I'm also going to draw in a fake smile and tell you that I'm happy. I'm one of those women that always talk about never settling because I know my worth. Unfortunately, the plan that Steve Harvey, Oprah, and Derek Jackson have sold me has not come to fruition yet. But I know my perfect man is right around the corner. I just have to continue doing exactly what I've been doing for years and expect a different outcome.
Many women, maybe women you know, are becoming first-time moms later in life. They're deciding, hey, they're not going to let their career rob them of the deep joys of motherhood, and maybe they don't need a partner for that. Well, journalist Rochelle Carey decided to adopt at 49.
After graduating from college, I moved a lot and often far from home. I spent most of my adult life working as a broadcast journalist. I had a dream career. I worked at CNN's Headline News for 7 years. I've interviewed phenomenal women like Janet Jackson and Misty Copeland. I've lived in New York, Doha, Qatar, and traveled to fabulous cities around the world. From the outside looking in, my life probably looked pretty amazing. And sometimes it was. Reality is more complex.
Translation: I graduated from college and ignored all the good men I went to school with for marriage because obviously I had a lot of sleeping around and hot girl summer business to attend to. You see, I had to be fully focused and energized to drink, snort, smoke, twerk, swallow, and have erotic expeditions with random men. I also had to focus on my career because I wanted to be a boss bee. I focused all of my energy into sleeping, working my way to the top. I wanted to be the next Oprah or Rolanda Watts. I was also a passport girl. I traveled all around the world in search of the best cocktails. I have woke up next to many different men in many different beds, but somehow the passport city girl life didn't make me happy. Truth is, reality is more complex.
I don't need no man.
China, if you're a woman, single, and over 30, you are called 剩女, which means leftover woman in Mandarin. In Cantonese, you are called 羅底橙, 賣剩蔗, and 攝做辣, which means orange at the bottom of the basket, the sugar cane that didn't get sold. and the thing used for filling the gap of the stove. But if you're a man, single, and over 30, you are called 钻石王老五, which means a diamond bachelor in Mandarin. In Cantonese, you are called 笋盘, which means quality real estate.
I was often alone, expecting to meet a great guy and start a family. When that didn't happen...
Translation: I was often alone because I was entitled to. I deserved to meet a great guy. Yes, I know my career and passport city girl background is not necessarily valuable to the type of man I'm looking for, but I am a strong, independent woman. So according to TV, newspapers, and books, all men wake up every morning and ask God to send them an independent woman like myself. Because drinking cocktails and traveling abroad is more important than submission, cooking, and cleaning.
Then I decided at age 43 it was time to freeze my eggs. Then at 46 it was time for IVF, using those eggs and sperm from a sperm bank. You think Bumble is stressful? Try picking sperm.
Translation: at the age of 43, instead of humbling myself and working on being a more attractive prospect to the types of men I desire, I invested my money and energy into freezing my eggs, so when Mr. Right appears out of the clear blue sky, I will be ready to have a kid with him, because Steve Harvey said it will be so. When that didn't work, I decided to use my Bumble Tinder strategy that works so well for one-night stands to blitz multiple male profiles in order to pick the father of my child. Now, I was told picking a father for my child should be just as easy as ordering some hot wings on Uber Eats. Unfortunately, this did not go as planned.
To situational infertility.
When IVF didn't work, I decided it was time to adopt. I kept telling myself the right baby would find me, but eventually realized leaving Doha could improve my odds of being matched with a baby. And that is exactly what happened. Within 8 months of leaving my dream job and moving home to my parents' studio apartment above the garage in Houston with no job lined up, I met my beautiful baby boy, Avery.
Translation: stuck in the purgatory realm of the so-called danger zone, I had no other option other than the Sandra Bullock, Charlize Theron, Angelina Jolie protocol, aka adoption, because you know Mother Nature and the war can't stop all this black girl magic. Nothing went as Steve Harvey and Oprah said it would, and I probably could have had the husband, baby, dog, and the white picket fence if I wasn't so headstrong. But this will have to do, because even though I'm fairly attractive and look pretty good for my age, what man would want to sign up for this situation?
As my body becomes a foreign place to me that doesn't really feel safe or like home, and I don't know how to manage or control or fight the external binary narrative of the patriarchy that has hunted me and haunted me most of my adult life. Just trying to figure out sort of what that means. Because my ability to have a child is leaving me, but I don't agree that that's what fertile means. I don't agree that that's what woman means.
Nope.
Which is why the freedom that the expansion around gender has offered me and the knowledge that is being shared with us by the trans community is like, oh my God, thank you.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blasphemy. And although you will never be worthy of a monarch such as myself, the Lord Destro would suggest that you poor fools at least give oligarchy a try. So evil, Lord Destro has spoken.